Spoiler warning for Resident Evil Requiem. I have been itching to talk about this game, but well, I'm really late. Yeah, I was going to make this video way sooner, but I'm slow. Resident Evil Requiem is the 9th Resident Evil game, and I had very high expectations going into it. I adored a remake of Resident Evil 4. I enjoyed it so much that I got a copy of the original game on Switch, which I really want to complete at some point. But my attention was dead set on the shiny, new, beautiful next installment in the Resident Evil series, Requiem, which takes these characters and forces them to confront the past. Our two main characters being Leon Kennedy and Grace Ashcroft, the new character. This game took a risk and combined the slower, methodical survival horror gameplay of RE2 and had to go back and forth with the fast-paced action horror of RE4 Remake, and made a child out of it. Yep, marriage. But were these two gameplay styles right for each other, or should there have been a divorce? Now, I, unlike maybe some of the other fans, enjoy both gameplay styles a lot. I like games where you have to think about how much you can carry at all times. RE2 Remake has you constantly discarding items to make space for new ones, trying to reach storage boxes without dying so you can pick up something else, desperately searching for hip pouches to make more inventory space, and RE9 has all of that. It really does scratch that survival horror tick, and the Chronic Care Center was an absolute gem. It was like an evolved version, mechanically, of the RPD, with new ways to get around enemies. You can collect blood and create injectors to perform stealth kills as Grace, which is both creative and very clever, as it gives more motivation to actually kill enemies instead of trying to trudge past them in every room you're in like you're playing Paper Mario Sticker Star, as the blood their corpses give you is a very useful resource, and one you won't always be able to get without them. Leon has his own system though for motivating you to fight more enemies, which was a combat credit system. Basically, the more enemies you kill, the more money you earn, and the more stuff you can buy in the shop. I like that sense of parallel. Each gameplay has its own creative way of scratching the itches of the two genres consistently. Neither gameplay style felt like an afterthought. They're just fun for different reasons, and the whiplash is surprisingly minimal, as by the time the game starts focusing more on the Leon segments, you are more than well fed on the Grace content. I was almost getting scared that Leon would not have much screen time with how much time you spend as Grace during the first half, but nope, he definitely gets a lot of time during his half. Plenty. I like Resident Evil games because unlike many other horror games, which forget to be fun, fun is in the consideration output here. What the fuck? Consideration output. Who says this shit? Okay, anyway. These games make you feel very involved. Collecting ammo, crafting ammo, and finally getting to use that ammo feels rewarding, as every room feels like a puzzle that needs to be solved. A puzzle solved through gore, blood, and violence. Resident Evil Requiem's Leon side is so damn fun, as it's basically RE4, but you're just given even more tools. It's basically RE4 Remake 2! You now have a hatchet to parry attacks, which did feel a little more difficult to do in this game than it did in RE4 Remake, but I think I just suck at parrying in general. You also have way more moves and unique animations to finish enemies off in combat, and they feel so satisfying. I like a game that makes me feel cooler than I actually am. And what better way to do that than through the skin of Leon Kennedy? Genuinely a character you can't make me hate. Keep the one-liners throwing, Capcom. Me and the other fans will eat it up, passionately. He literally gets to meet Mr. X in the game. Like, I knew there was going to be callbacks, like we are going back to Raccoon City for crying out loud, but seeing Mr. X coming out of a ceiling was not on my imaginary bingo card. I do wish he spent a little more time interacting with Grace in this game, as I feel like they just kind of do their own thing until the narrative has to make them meet each other. I feel like they could have been a more proper duo in this game, kind of like Leon and Ashley in RE4, but it would have been even cooler because it's with another character you play as for like the other half of the game's runtime. Neither character has too little, both had plenty for either Resident Evil fan to enjoy. If we go back to Grace, I just want to mention how well the horror was handled in her sections. Genuinely, having died from the girl, what the fuck? What kind of Little Nightmare's last name is that? Whatever, the girl was terrifying, and her design was just disgusting, tall, this abomination that should have been nuked years ago. Get the hell away from me, I want to go home, brush your teeth kinda scary. The light gimmick was an actual gimmick! You can defend yourself from the girl by using well-lit rooms as it burns her skin. At one point, you have to grab fuses and bring them to different control boxes. The rooms that the fuses power, though, will lose their light when you try to carry the fuses. This was very scary. Trying to move from place to place, desperately reaching some type of light is such a great way to induce panic in the player, and the moments where the game gives you the middle finger and has the lights in the rooms just go out is perfect. It's just well done horror, and the jump scares in these sections land really well. And I think the girl got as much time as she needed to have a real presence during the first half. I could keep rambling on about random stuff I liked, but I think I covered just about everything here that I wanted to talk about. The story was okay, I just think it was a little outshined by how fun the game was to play, honestly. Maybe I can talk more about the characters in a future video. Victor Gideon was especially a very iconic villain to me. I don't even need to talk about the graphics. I mean, just look at this game, it's gorgeous. While I don't know if I'd like this game even more than RE4 Remake, it was at the very least just as good, and I am so happy the wait was worth it. 9.9 out of 10. Just remove the daycare section, and it's a 10. Subscribe to help me take over the world, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.